Well, good day, my friends. It's your old pal, Jordan the Lion. How are you all doing today? I hope you said great. I am excited because today we are on Amelia Island in Fernandina Beach, Florida. Or Fernandina Beach, Florida. Yeah, we're on Amelia Island in Fernandina Beach, Florida. And we are here to see the filming locations of The Adventures of Pippi Longstocking, a movie that I saw probably a billion times on HBO when I was a kid. It was filmed all right here. Daze with Jordan the Lion, the Joster, and you all. It begins right now. We're starting over here at Fernandina Plaza Historic State Park because, look, it's Villekulla. Yes, this is pretty much the shot that we see the first time we see it. As we know, Pippi is sailing on that raft with her horse Alfonso and Mr. Nielsen, the monkey, and the two kids who actually live next door, Tommy and Annika. They're walking along here. Now what you'll notice is that it's no longer, you know, dilapidated looking the way it was in the movie where all the paint had chipped off because it was a 100-year-old home that nobody was living in. It was purchased, I think, like 2 years ago, and they've been renovating it. It looks really nice. Now you see the front door here? This is not actually the front door they used for the movie. They actually had an opening in the gate right over here. And so every time somebody would come to visit Pippi, they would actually be walking up here or driving up here, going in this gate.
I wish some kids lived there. It would be fun to have best friends living right next door.
And walking in the side entrance over there, which actually would be the back of the house. You look at their front door, they even have Pippi up there on the front glass. Now, I had read online that the people that bought the house were buying it to open it up for tours. I don't know if that's the case, but they're here and I'm just gonna ask them if I can maybe see the backyard and tell them what we're doing. Maybe they'll allow us. If not, I'll show you from out here. Well, we are in Pippi's backyard.
I don't think we can use them just now, Pippi, but do come and visit.
That'll be fun. Bye, Pippi.
People that own it said no, they are not intending to open it for tours. They're living here, but she was nice enough and said, hey, you can go look at the filming locations, that's no problem. So this is the actual entrance in the movie that Pippi uses.
Dan Blackheart, Blackheart's Ideal Homes. If you need it, we've got it.
There was a door right there. You can see where it's been sealed off. And then that door was also there because there's a point where the guy who wants to buy the house goes in that door and Pippi goes in that door and meets him on the inside.
I would like to look inside.
But of course we had the scenes where she's climbing up here to get away from the guys that want to take her animals.
Play find the hat.
Come here, you are.
Come and get it.
She's climbing along the roof, climbing along here. Right over here was actually where they put the ladder, and the guys that were trying to get the animals were chasing her up onto the roof. Then of course Mr. Nielsen, we see him several times right here, kind of sitting where the stairs meet.
Oh, give it here.
Looks much different, but definitely the same place. And it looks way better than in the movie, obviously. It's a very historical house and everything. But of course, in the movie, we know that Pippi lives here alone, so there's a woman who runs basically like an orphanage, a children's home, who keeps coming here trying to get her to go there. So there was a barn here at one point. right over here. And then right out here would have actually been where the tree was. Like pretty much right over here, because remember the tree that Pippi and the kids next door climb and she's throwing the muffins and everything up there?
Don't worry. Catch! Whoa! Oh my gosh!
The barn would have been right here. That's where she makes that auto gyro. The parents over here see her one night, like, what is she doing out there? She's out here building this auto gyro, so when the town is coming to get her and try and move her into that children's home, we see the barn doors fly open and her auto gyro comes out of here with Pippi as the top propeller.
God, look at that!
And that's the pathway that it would have taken. It would have actually flown right over the old fence that was over here.
Get out!
But right here where this opening is, that's where the main entrance is. That's like where we see everybody enter. When we see the guy who wants to buy the property and his goons, they're over here.
Good morning.
When we see the lady from the children's home come in, she's over here. We also see all the carolers towards the end. When Pippi's father comes home, we see this shot.
Life is a breeze, we live it for fun. No apologies to anyone.
And all the carolers up here singing and everything. If you watch the movie carefully, you can tell they had a big fence that went along here, and that's gone. Of course, like I said, the tree with the tree house, she calls it the, what does she call it? The bully tree, because she throws those guys up into the tree house. And then that's where the barn would have been. So kind of cool of them to let me come on here, and they just said, please close the gate when you're done. So that is the home of Pippi Longstocking. Now the interiors they did not do here. They actually went on a sound stage, recreated the inside, so when you see them doing the scrubbing day thing, that would have been on a sound stage.
Scrubbing day is my favorite day, 'cause on scrubbing day we make everything get wet.
They did film all those shots of her running around and everything out here. Super cool of the homeowners to let me come out here and do this. This was so nice of them. And we see Pippi and the two kids on the auto gyro fly over top of here. They fly across here. And then they take off right over there. And then we also would have had a shot like this where the kids that live over here, their mother is out here with Alfonso, the horse, after everyone's flown off, and she's saying, oh Pippi, I always thought you'd take care of them and make sure they were safe.
Oh, Pippi. How could you have done this to us? I always thought the kids would be perfectly safe with you.
So we see like the whole search party, all, you know, people on horseback and the fire truck and everything. The cops come flying up right into this grassy area.
You sure you can stop this thing now? Hey, come on, come on. Now, will you please stop this thing? Stop it!
And that's when they realize that that Pippi learned how to make the auto gyro from Jake, so they go to find Jake. I always loved the movie when I was a kid because it was always cool to see her running around on top of the roof and everything.
Daze!
You little brat, I'm gonna pull those pigtails clear to China. Come on, kid.
And to know this was a real house that you can come visit just blows my mind. I love it. Normally I would have spent like a half an hour filming stuff, trying to match up every single shot and reviewing it and everything, but since they were nice enough to let me on their property, I didn't want to take up too much of their time. So hope you guys got a general idea from all the clips I was able to show you of what the house used to look like. It's a little hot outside. I didn't want you to overheat, so hope this air feels good on you. Hello. So we're over here at St. Michael's Academy. And this is what I believe was the children's home. The reason I was confused was because when you watch the movie, none of those big windows are in that building, but it would be so odd for this structure to be anywhere else in town. And this is exactly what we see. We see a building right here, and then we see another one coming off of it in the movie, so this is definitely it.
Get them in the bus. Get it there. In the bus.
And you'll also notice from the movie, they've changed quite a bit. They've actually added to the whole back of the building. So this is where Pippi and her neighbor kids see all the kids coming out to get on the bus. Right out here, they would have had some bushes and stuff to make it a little bit more overgrown, but we see the kids coming out, and that's when they tell her that these are all the kids that don't have parents, or as they say, kids that nobody wants.
Good. They won't even let her come to the window. She's being disciplined.
Poor Pippi. Do you think we'll ever see her again?
And Pippi eventually ends up coming to stay here. They talk her into it, and she agrees to come here on a trial basis. And when she comes here, they end up showing her in school, and the camera zooms to that window.
Now then, class, I want you to go to work on the 12 problems I've just...
Now, I found this online myself just by looking up schools and churches, kind of guessing by the look of the building that that's what it would have been. And then just to be sure, because so much had changed, I found a Reddit thread where a kid was saying that he went to elementary and middle school here where they filmed Pippi Longstocking, and it was the children's home. So I was pretty sure when he said that we were all right. So one way you can tell is when she's drawing the horse with the chalk in the hallway, you can see this window over her head, and it's the same shape and everything.
And carry on with your work.
So when we see Pippi and the two kids riding into town on the horse, they're actually right here because you can match up. These windows had awnings over top of them at the time.
Pippi Longstocking is coming into your world.
But you can match up that discolored brick. You can see there's a little bit of a discoloration.
To your world.
Right over here, going all along the wall. She's actually passing by here. And then we see Pippi crossing this street on the horse, pulling the motorcycle behind her with the two kids in it.
Your life into a world.
And then the same street that we saw Pippi riding the horse, because they were coming towards us, crossing this. We also see the school bus pull up and park right over there.
Everybody out.
So all the kids are filing out of the bus right here.
Come on, let's go to the next movie.
And they're going down here to get their hair cut. So they end up parking the motorcycle and the horse and everything right up here.
And hitch the horse, my man. What are we going to buy today, Pippi?
And Pippi sends the horse home. So it's just the motorcycle and Mr. Nielsen, and then they end up going inside what is now the fudge shop.
But how are we gonna pay?
She definitely looks different now. That's where she tries to go in and buy stuff with her gold, and they turn her down. So the haircutting place is actually right over there, and right about here is where they would have had the pirate in town when we see it during the ice cream fight. Would have been standing right here when they're looking over there and all the kids lined up. So we see all the kids lined up right here, and Pippi and her friends are over here talking to the kids.
Hi, what flavor ice cream do you like best? Listen, I want you to go to the ice cream truck, and I want you to get lots of ice cream.
And of course the bossy girl is yelling at Pippi right here at this window and door.
Fuck off. It's against the rules.
And Eileen Brennan's in this movie too, so we see her at this doorway as well.
Next two, please.
Come Come on, you two next.
You can see in the matchup that this building used to be gray over here. But it does match up because it's funny, they've changed the spouting and stuff. Like in the movie, there's a straight pipe one right here where this one is, and then where this one is slanted like that, it's also slanted in the movie, but it's one of these type. So they're kind of like reversed.
Listen, I want you to go to the...
And they would have had a shoe shine bench right here as well, with the barber poles on the brick parts.
Miss Bannister? That settles it. Now we're gonna have a ball.
Also, where the white was, it was all trimmed in yellow, with the yellow awnings going across the top.
She's creating havoc. There's this girl. She went up there.
I don't see anyone, you silly, stupid girl.
So when Pippi tells the kids to take the Golden go get ice cream, the ice cream truck was parked over here. If you look in this shot, you can see this kind of like part of the building sticking up. And we do see Pippi walk out of this building because you can match up the tiles right here. Yeah. So then we see Pippi marching the kids with her concertina towards us. The barbershop would have been back here and the ice cream truck would have been back there. And then the ice cream man brings the big tub right here and they start just dishing it out and throwing it in the street and they start an ice cream fight. Kind of a funny scene. Now, the trick to that was that they weren't actually using ice cream. You couldn't use ice cream in a Florida sun, it would melt. So what they do is they always use mashed potatoes with extra milk to make it milky. So you can see Pippi is here scooping it up and handing it to kids and throwing it out there. You can see that building right there in the shot. Where the two buildings divide, that they're scooping it up. So here's a shot of the Palace Saloon, Florida's oldest bar, and you can see this behind the kids when they're scooping it up and throwing the ice cream also. A little different signage, but same place. So if you ever end up at Florida's oldest bar, you'll now know that you were also at a Pippi Longstocking, The Adventures of Pippi Longstocking filming location. So we have this shot again outside of the barbershop, and the Tattletale Girl's got Eileen Brennan out here showing her what's going on.
Well, go get him! Get him!
During the movie, of course, they cleared all the cars from being parked off the street so they could film the scene. There's only one car. That one sole car is the black car parked over here, and that's the guy who's trying to buy Pippi's house. When Pippi gets the motorcycle, this is where the kids get on. Her motorcycle's right here and they get on.
All aboard! Come on, Annika.
We then see Pippi riding the motorcycle with the kids on as they go past this building and up the ramp. Then we see the motorcycle flying through the air. And it actually lands right across the street over here. And you can match up those little arcs. Which actually drops you off at a place called Villekulla Toys. Tribute to Pippi. Sadly, no Pippi Longstocking stuff, but a really cool toy store. Actually, there is that. So when Pippi decides to go to school, she wants to learn, she ends up going over to this window. There used to be a tree over here. So where she's sitting in the tree was right over here. I believe it was right there. I believe she was looking and talking to the teacher right there. in that window, and the teacher says, "It's impossible to teach you this way. If you want to learn, do it the right way, then enroll in school and I'll teach you." Till then, she closes the window and Pippi's sitting out here on the limb with Mr. Nielsen. So when the whole town's looking for her, she's out here on Alfonso, her horse.
They can't take you, Pippi. We're going to run away. Please come with us. Yeah, come with us.
And the kid comes up and tells her that everybody's looking for her.
Mom and Dad are trying to ruin everything for us. Well, I've never run away from anything.
You can see the doors and the air conditioners. This place was tricky to find because it was called the Nassau Academy and I couldn't find any photos of it online. So I just kept thinking, well, since you can tell there's like a driveway in the movie, I'm hoping this is it. And then I got here and it says across the top, public school number 1. So this would have been the original school. So in the movie, if you see this, none of those windows were there. They were all like doors that came out, and then there was even a weird one up here. So they clearly redid that whole wall at some point.
No good. They won't even let her come to the window. She's being disciplined.
And then added to all of this behind here, because when you see it in the movie, there's only 2 windows over here, and none of those windows up top were there at all. So they've put those in since the filming. But what's interesting is that when they filmed the movie, when she meets Dick Van Patten, is up here in that section, in those 2 windows, actually that first window.
Difficult going down.
Well, I can try.
All right.
So when Pippi's trying to escape Gregory, Dick Van Patten puts that glue on her shoe that works when you want it to and it doesn't work when you don't want it to. And so she walks down the side of the building.
Now, Gregory's glue won't let you down. Now, just trust it. Remember, you must believe.
To go throw the bottle in the ocean to her father. Next location is on the opposite side of the island, but this is out here where Pippi throws the bottle to send the message to her papa.
Well, that's that.
At the time, I don't think that this was here because you only see this building behind her. Looks like the house that they used in the background of the shot for Pippi is actually a vacation rental called Katie's Light, if you want to stay there. And after throwing the bottle out and sees a big cloud of smoke going up where the children's home was and races back.
Oh my gosh!
When she sees the fire and comes back, that's where she helps everybody get out because there was a telephone pole that was right here at the time, and she climbs up the telephone pole and then like tightrope walks across while it's on fire to save people.
Hold on, Billy, Chrissy. Be careful, Pippi!
And when the rope finally burned through, her and Mr. Nielsen fall into the little net thing right there.
Burning me!
But it's because of her actions here, they agree to let her go back home. So she goes back to Villekulla. Now we end up back here after Pippi is supposed to get back on the boat and leave with her father, but then she realizes how sad everybody is that she's leaving and she feels like she should go to school, so she comes back. Alfonso and Mr. Nielsen and Pippi all jump off the boat and come back, and then we see Pippi riding her horse on this beach.
Maybe next time, Pippi, I'll come back to stay. But whenever you need me, you know how to reach me.
That house in the background, you can see the reason I think that that building wasn't there is because you can see the 3 windows and everything
Maybe next time, Pippi, I'll come.
a little bit better. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed seeing the filming locations of the new adventures of Pippi Longstocking as much as I did. It's a really great little island. If you're ever looking for somewhere to go, check out Amelia Island. We'll see you all next time. Have a great night and goodbye.